In this video, I'm going to talk you through how you can apply to a CPA network. CPA stands for cost per action, although some people also call it cost per acquisition. And it's an online advertising pricing model where the advertiser pays a publisher for each specified action, a purchase, a form submission, and so on, that is linked to an advertisement. One of the most commonly asked questions when it comes to CPA networks is how to get accepted, and I'm going to give you some tips in this video. Now, there are some important factors to keep in mind when you are applying to a CPA network. First of all, you should have some knowledge of CPA marketing. You don't have to be an expert, but you do have to have some idea of what CPA marketing involves. Incidentally, a good place to find information about CPA networks is the Ad Networks section of the Warrior Forum. If you come here to warriorforum.com and scroll down about halfway down the page, you'll see here Ad Networks, and there's a lot of information there. You'll need to have a website where you will promote your offers and a mailing list too. You'll also need to have a traffic strategy, and this is a very important factor. You should have a proper plan of how you're going to promote offers. Outline your plan in the CPA program application so the approval manager can at least get some idea about your traffic quality. Filling out the application is quite straightforward. Choose the CPA network that you're going to apply to. I'm using FluxAds for this demonstration, which is fluxads.com. And come over here to where it says Publishers and click on the link. And then you'll see the sign up form. They require things like your first and last names, your email, password, your address, city, state, and your country. You'll also need to provide them with a phone number, and it says we'll call to verify your application, so you must provide a valid phone number. Some other information like how did you hear about FluxAds, the flyer code. Then they'll want your payment information, the payment threshold. Most of them start at $100, and you can see some of them go up to $250,000 as the payment threshold. You'll need to fill in your social security number or tax ID. They'll want to know who they should make the payment to, so they can have it as your company name or your personal name, and the payment method. And then they'll want the information about your site. They'll want your website URL and the type of site that it is, if it's a newsletter or website, or if it's just an email, or if it's other, and then you can fill in the details. You'll have to provide them with a concise description of your site, the sort of site that it is, what it does, what the niche is, and so on. They'll want to know how many site views it gets a month. This is very important. If you have an email list, they'll want to know if you have one and how large it is. They'll want to know how you're going to promote their offers, and you'll need to give them a concise description in there. If you have any referrals, if someone has referred you to them, then they'll want their name and email address, and you can also add a message in there. Then you have to read the terms and conditions, fill out the captcha, and click here to send in my application. Now, after you've submitted your application, the ad manager will call you and conduct a short telephone interview. And this is the most important factor in determining whether your application will be approved or rejected, so how you handle it is crucial. The first thing they'll probably want to know is how you intend to drive traffic to your website and to their offers. You should know about things like pay-per-click, search engine optimization, and social traffic. They'll want to know about your website, how long it's been established, how many visitors it gets, and you want to make sure that the number you quote is the same that you gave them on your application. They'll also want to know whether it's ever been blacklisted or received a Google slap, and so on. They'll want to know what offers you usually promote, and what other networks that you are a member of. Now, this last point can be a problem with some CPA networks, as many will only work with people who have an established track record. If this is your first application, then be honest with them and say so. If they turn you down, well, keep trying until you find a network that will take you on. The network will most likely call you at a time of their choosing, so make sure you can provide all the answers off the top of your head. And be sure to sound confident. If you seem like the sort of person they want to work with, your application will most likely be approved. And here are some newbie-friendly networks. In addition to Flux Advertising, which I showed you earlier on, there's fluxads.com. There's also cpaway.com, Peerfly, which is peerfly.com, and MaxBounty, which is maxbounty.com. And if you follow the steps that I've shown you in this video, you stand a better than average chance of getting approved by a CPA network.